Let's get to it.
We all brought up faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. We all brought up faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Good morning and welcome to the Hard Luck Show. I'm your guest, Big Lux.
Host.
Your host. I'm a guest and a host. You know what it is. Right here with the Indian.
Chumahan.
And old Blue Eyes himself.
That's right.
Right here in Los Angeles. Coming at you live right now. Listen, we have a guest that I've been pursuing, trying to get on. That's just a guy that just speaks some serious truth that really, really resonated with me. It's a while ago, man. This gentleman is just gone through some experiences in life that I went through for a long time, battled some battles that I battled, and he speaks heavy on it. And you might have seen him on IG. You might have heard some things, him talking. He's the commitment soldier. I want to welcome to the show the long-awaited Mr. Frank Hernandez to the show.
Right.
Yeah,
How you doing,
welcome.
Frank Hernandez. Yeah. Welcome, brother. Nice to have you on, man. Thank you for making the time to come out and see us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Commitment soldier.
Yes, sir.
The commitment soldier. Are you
Did
familiar?
you coin that? Did you coin that, Big Lux? I love that.
No, that's him. He coined that.
That's
He's a commitment soldier, man.
I love it. What does that mean, Frank Hernandez? What does that mean?
All right, so look, it's the commitment to it's the commitment in recovery. It's the commitment to your new 24 hours. It's the commitment to your new way of living. It's a commitment to the new choices and the power of choice that you now have. The soldier is the discipline of it. You know, it basically adds structure to it, adds discipline and strength to it. You know, so at the end of the day, it's when I came up with Commitment Soldier, it bases off of one of the first videos that I ever did on Fools Gone Wild was the commitment. It's, you know, me with my 2 tall cans, hopping on the freeway, hitting the fast lane from fucking Pacoima to fucking Anaheim, doing my due, yada yada, and that was the commitment video. And when I created Commitment Soldier, because Little Mystery from Fools Gone Wild was like, hey brother, you need to make your own page. And I remember walking around the studio that day and I just thought about it. I go commitment soldier, and Commitment Soldier, there it is. And then what happened was I started the page, I started doing content, checking in basically, and little by little, people started DMing me and asking me, hey, how do I become a commitment soldier? And I was like, oh shit, well, I'm on to something. And then little by little, I just started putting more thought and more checking in and more spitting fucking wisdom and facts, and just sharing experience, strength, and hope. Just doing what we do, doing what we do per the rooms.
And let me ask you something, Frank. So when you first started doing these videos, you were already clean? You were already into your new life?
Yeah. Pretty, yeah. What it was, okay, look, it all stems from Fools Gone Wild.
Right. Okay.
So,
shout out to Fools Gone Wild.
Big shout out to Fools Gone Wild.
So basically, here's the backstory. So here's Frank going off of, 20 plus years of addiction, making it to the West Side. Wife had just made it to UCLA, and we're living in UCLA housing over here, borderline Culver City, Westwood shit.
Right, gotcha.
She's telling me, she's like, look, can't fuck this up. Whatever you do, you can't hiccup here. And sure enough, I have one last fucking hiccup. I go out and I eat 2 grams of dope, in one shot. That just to kind of put that on the map is like, I'll explain to you guys the addict I am. It's me hanging in there, me not using, me trying to keep everything in balance. We go out for my chick's friend's birthday, and one thing leads to another, bump into somebody in the bathroom, and I end up with a couple grams of dope in my hand, and instead of putting it in my pocket for later, doing a little little, a little bump. Fuck that, I ate it all. And when I ate it. I ate it all. I shoved it all in my mouth. I washed it back with some water. Fucking went back out, and within like 40 minutes, I come to, and my wife's like, "You're fucking loaded. You're high." And good old me, like I always, you catch me with a pipe in my hand, and I'll throw it and say, "No."
Right.
No,
Right.
You catch me with 2 lines on the table, I'll sniff them right in front of you and go, "I didn't do it."
Right. Commitment.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Right.
So that was my hiccup, and that was my last use. And long story short, with that one is it was one of my most vicious fucking come downs, because there was no.
What made it so tough?
There wasn't the typical 2-day run, 3-day run, self-medicate come down, because you get pretty good at knowing how to land the plane. I call it landing the plane. You take a few of these, smoke a little bit of that, drink a little bit of this. Put yourself in this situation, land the plane softly, cut, smooth the edges out.
Yeah.
No, it was raw fucking, get caught, make it an issue. Left that night and was getting retrieved by 4 hours later by my old lady. And fucking just straight back to the pad, and the whole, like, you fucked up, it's over. I told you not to do this, and there I was, just hitting fucking misery, just wanting to, because there, like I said, there was not even a fucking joint. Right. It was literally up and then completely up, and just to guys give you an example of how fucking strong that rush was. Is like, when you ever did something and you got a rush and you can't catch your breath, takes your breath away.
Yeah,
it took my fucking breath away for like 5 hours. Wow. I couldn't catch my breath for 5 hours. And fuck yeah, I was rushing. That's how long I was rushing off that. And then to get retrieved and get back home, and you're in a bed and you're basically still high, and then you go through the next 2 days of little by little, hours by hours, you're coming down. No self-medicating, nothing to cut the edge, and 100% raw. And that's what I needed. I needed to feel every bit of that fucking come down. I needed that withdrawal, that crash landing. And I needed to feel 100% every ounce of misery that came with. Because somewhere in there, I had my revelation, which was, fuck, here I did it again. All us addicts that hear this, that this is what we do. We've been here before. We've done it plenty of times, and we're in this position again. Fucked everything up again.
Yeah.
I fucked it up completely. There's no fixing this. But what happened was, as I'm sitting there going, how do I fix this one? How do I make this right? Like, everything got calm, and I got the answer. It was get in recovery, get right, don't look back, and stay clean, and eventually this will be far enough behind you where it's not looked at, it's not frowned upon anymore. And last but not least, I got the idea and the thought of, you can make it your best fuck up ever.
Right.
You can genuinely make this. You can make this your best fuck up, as long as you don't repeat this, as long as you don't step out, as long as you keep it 100% true. And that was the thought, and that was the thing I needed the idea or whatever I needed to hear in my fucking head through all this issue to give me something to grab onto.
Some hope.
Yeah.
Right. Some hope.
And I
because I was reading that in what was the substance of choice?
Methamphetamine.
Right. So I was reading about methamphetamine, and they were saying that from the research that the higher you go up, if you don't do the landing the plane that you described, there is proportionally exactly that rush is the inverse depression and bad feeling after that. So when you say like, man, I was right there, how long did it take for your old lady to say, you know what, this might actually stick?
I think she no. I think she always had a. Bottom line, it was a day to day. It was all eyes on me, moment by moment, hour to hour, day by day. Okay, he didn't go out. Okay, he's still here. Okay, you know, hold you one more day, one more. Okay, and then within like, I remember going to my first fucking meeting. That had a lot to play with it too. Is I wasn't even completely recovered, and I went to a meeting down the street at the YMCA on Sepulveda, and I remember I was still way uncomfortable. I sat in the back of the room. I tried to eat a banana. I damn near choked on it. I remember vision still was all fucked off and felt fucking gross and like a straight dirtbag. Everything I needed to feel. And you gotta understand, guys, I'd been through this for fucking years. So,
Right.
you know, again, this is just me going through what I needed to go through to get one more day. And all it was, you know, was basically just being monitored. Is he going to make it one more day? Is he going to make it one more day? What's different, you know? And one meeting led into another meeting, and 1 week turned into 2, and then 3, and then 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, clarity, this, that, growth, woo, 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 woo. And within probably it was about 6 months. I'm a painter, so, you know, that's one thing that's always saved my life. I'm a real good painter, right? So as long as I can get just my decent midstream energy back, my oomph, I can go out and I can go paint something. I can make some money. I can get busy, and then that would always help me and keep me busy, and plus make some money and whatever. And it doesn't take too long for me if I ever slow down, you know, put down the shit. I can get painting again, something or another. And I started painting.
Steve, can you identify with that sense of, or do you have a similar experience about coming in off the whatever it is and having like 1 or 2 days? I mean, do you have a similar experiences?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Where I definitely come cold off it with nothing, and off of a fucking, you know, 9-day run, and scared myself so bad I couldn't even leave the house, and just had to come down, and the, you know, like they say, what goes up must come down. And you know, yes, I do. I tell you something. I got to tell you, man, I've had some ODs on heroin, and I had heard that you couldn't OD on meth. And when I had heard that, I did some pretty big shots, and it would just get me too Gumby too right away. And I eventually stopped shooting meth because I just couldn't function. It was just so. I was at and I've talked about this on the show. I was at a motel, and I thought the doors were being kicked in. I'd been up for 3 or 4 days, and I had scooped what I think was close to an eighth into a coffee cup. And then I thought they were coming in, and then I ended up grabbing the coffee cup as I was leaving the apartment, and I drank it. I realized nobody was out there, and I went to go get cigarettes, and I drank this thing. And when I drank it, I didn't realize how much was in it. But when I swallowed it, I was like, fuck, how much was in there? And I remember getting to my car and driving down the street. And as I'm driving, it's really getting hot, and I'm starting to take these breaths that are really massive breaths in. And I roll down the window, and now I'm profusely sweating. And when I get into the liquor store to go grab the money, I can't stop shaking. And I remember when he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." When I got to the car, I went to go put the key in, and I couldn't get, so I had to grab my hand to put the key into the car.
Hold on. Come on. Hold on.
And so then when
hold on. So when you say an eighth, you mean it like an 8-ball.
Yeah.
8-ball in the coffee, and you cracked it, right?
Yeah. It was about that much coffee in it. And
yes. No, ladies and gentlemen, that is like Scooby snack of the fucking century right there. I'm telling you, 2 grams. Yeah, that's another 1.5 grams.
Bro, listen to this. Because when you would say these 2 gram things, I don't know how you did this.
Have you ever heard the Scooby Snack fucking
Yes,
video?
I have. So this is why I'm bringing this up. I don't know, because listen, I get into the car and I turn it on, and now the breaths I'm taking are massive. I don't even know how my lungs are taking this much air in. And I roll down the windows, I turn on the air, and that's the last thing I remember, you guys. That's the last thing I remember. Now, I wake up 48 hours later in ICU in UCLA with my ex-wife and my sister, right? The catheter and everything. What they tell me is, yeah, you had your foot on the brake with the car engaged. A lady drove up, thought you were having a epileptic seizure. You were fucking foam was coming out of your mouth. They called 911. They came, cut all my clothes off me, and they induced me into a coma because they said you were overheating and your brain was about to fry. So we had to induce you into a coma to bring your temperature down. And then I woke up 2 days later. They said you fucking almost fried your brain. You almost died.
Overamped.
Overamped.
Because look, okay, that was half the thing with the Scooby Snack. Depending okay, if you're already on a run, you're already saturated. That's what I call it. Like, you know, you're 2-3 days doing shit. You're saturated at that point. Yeah. Then you eat a gram Scooby Snack, maybe half gram. That alone will get the goosebumps. I could time it, this, that, the other. It'll run up your arms, shoulders, will go to the back of your head, and then you get maybe a little nauseous. You'll get real hot, you know, and you'll get discombobulated. And the discombobulation, right? Right? And it smacks you back.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is meth. This is an upper.
Right.
Not when you're saturated, homeboy, and you eat this amount. It goes through that whole process, and then once it hits you, it discombobulates you and smacks you back. You're not up at this point because you're overheating, you're overamping, you're over-rushing. Okay? But that's part of it. That's the sick shit that we like to do. And after 15, 20, 25 minutes of the discombobulation, all of a sudden,
boom,
bam, everything, like from discombobulation to fucking super sense radar, like boom, your hearing, your fucking hearing, your sight, your smell, your sensors, you're now you're up, bing, and you're just fucking from smack back overamping to it just goes whoosh, and you're fucking ready.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
You're fucking, and then you're ready, and then now
So
yeah, bro,
yeah.
he just described it just right.
Now you're gagging.
In reading about how this is functioning, exactly what Frankie was saying, there are 3 chemicals in the brain that this meth is targeting. One of them is dopamine. And dopamine is one of the chemical messages that helps. It does help you move. It helps making smooth function. Like why when you can't move and you're doing that jittery thing, it's because you overamp the smooth movement messages in your brain, and that's why you were shaking when you went up there. And when you said that you all of a sudden turn into that like high pitched radar, and all of a sudden you're ready and you're super focused, it's called norepinephrine, and I'm no genius. I just read this, but that is what is focusing you at that point in time. And all those things, if you do heavy enough meth over a long period of time, you can fry that shit so that regular life, when you come down, it's not doing it for you any fucking more.
Big dog, that's why look, you're talking to fucking living, walking, talking fucking miracles right here.
Right.
Because because like all you guys get is a verbal. Maybe at best you can get like, you watch the movement, you see when I'm explaining shit, you see the involvement or the excitement or the realness of what it was. But that's only a verbal story. And if you guys saw it, if you guys watched it, if you've seen the numerous times of these 3 to 8 to 12 day runs and what happened in those days. See, because I'll tell you, look. Okay, day 1, 2, 3. whatever.
Yeah. I'm not even having fun.
We just getting warmed up.
Yeah, it's not even fun until it starts getting weird, dude.
Embrace the fucking weird. Day 6, 7.
Yeah.
After that, 8, 9, 10. I'll bet. You know what I'm saying? And and it's nuts, homeboy, because there's days where, like me and you partying, right? And we started, and we had like, we started on something we can, July 4th.
Right.
It was 4th of July when we
Right.
started. Remember?
Right.
Now all of a sudden it's fucking 18th. And we realized that. You know, we're so fucking running hot and all over the fucking map. And then we just come to a point where we're like, we finally look at the date. It's the fucking 18th, homeboy.
And you get scared when you hear it.
And you're like, and you do the count, and you're like, dude, that's 14 days. And dude, it felt like 5 maybe.
Yeah. You don't know where like a bunch of days went.
No, and you're like, well, we were just over there. When we just
When
over
were
there?
we over there? Yeah.
When we just over there? Fucking nuts.
It's crazy.
Are you telling me that you've been up for 14 days?
18.
18 days?
Yeah, that was when I was younger.
I've only been up, I think 9 or 10.
What starts to happen as you get into like? I mean, is your brain not
It's
linear?
this is what I've come to. This is what I've realized is everybody's chemical balance and system is different.
Yeah.
Everybody. So us three, okay, we could start doing dope, same quality of dope, same amount for every time you did, we all do the same. And after, 24 hours, you're going to be acting one way, I'm going to be acting one way, you're going to be acting one way. Maybe me and you are cool, maybe me and you are cool, one's a little off, day 3, so on and so on. Mom used to tell me, you're blessed with a curse. She'd look at me. She knew I'd been partying for days. She knew these dudes pulled up, just last night or whatever. They're already fucking tripping. I can look at you dead in the eye.
Right. Yeah.
Look, hey, Ma.
Yeah.
Still smile and shit's, clean. That's fucking wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're blessed with a curse. I know you've been partying longer than these guys, and look at you. You need to hit a bottom. You need to hit, you need to, everything goes so, you think you got it going on because everything, you're so charismatic. You make everything happen. You're so fucking cool, but you need to hit a bottom. You need to hit a brick wall. You need to, this, that, and.
How did you
guys want to trip out on a thing that I read about amphetamines and methamphetamines?
Mm-hmm.
It was invented in 1887. Amphetamines have been here since 1887. California became a state in 1850. That means 37 years later is how long amphetamines have been around. And meth was created by a Japanese dude named Nagaya Yoshi Nagai in Japan in 1893. That's how long meth has been around.
That's crazy.
The kamikaze dudes used to do it.
Yes, that's right. Frank, that is fucking right.
Yeah.
World War II, the Americans, everybody in that battle was on meth.
Yeah, everybody was on meth.
The Americans, the British, the Germans, the Japanese, Frank's right. They would get those kamikaze dudes just fucking blitzed.
I heard they had real good dope in Japan too. Oh. And I even heard that through the years that like in Japan and some of the Asian countries, they've been tweaking out way longer than us.
No, look, guys,
sure.
look.
What?
Because that's a lot of things when I talk to addicts now, I go, look, you're doing meth now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. Like, just right now on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
Dude I had to stop and get gas. Dude was like, hey, you got a little bit, has his wife, kid in the car. You got a little gas money, and okay, I'll put some money in your gas. But how you doing though? How you living? Be honest with me.
Mm-hmm.
Be straight. You can tell me anything. I go hard with these motherfuckers, like straight. You can tell me anything, my mouth's not gonna drop, homeboy.
Right.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, I consume, and I'm like, well, what? He goes, shit. I go, meth. He goes, yeah. And I pat him on the shoulder and I tell these dudes, I go, look, no matter what you can tell me, you got the good hookup, this, that, it's dog shit.
Yeah.
It's shit. It's and I go, how do you get down? Smoke, you inject. What? He goes, I smoke. I go, worse. Worse. I go, it's not meant for smoking. Like, years ago, it was, back in my fucking day, it was only a certain line of shit that was meant for smoking, and you get the real deal out of it, supposedly. What I'm trying to tell you is, like, now dope is dog shit, completely dog shit. Not what it was not even 15 years ago. Even when we were in our, what we call real good dope days, right? What we can genuinely say, this was real good shit, right? Think about, like, that wasn't shit to the people way back when they were
peanut butter dope.
On my crank,
dope,
bro.
right?
Like,
Yeah. In the 70s, 60s.
And it was like in the early 90s. Early 90s when I started, and it was Filipino ice. They called it Filipino ice.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking ice. And you smoke, and it was crystally. It wasn't called crystal. It was called Filipino ice. And it came from Philippines or Hawaii or some shit like that. And this was the shit to smoke. And you get a little fucking dime bag of it and off to the races. And it just enhanced everything. You know, I almost I think I almost deem myself ADHD.
Right.
Because, you know, a kid with ADHD, they give them a stimulant to kind of balance them out.
Down, yeah.
That's why I could tell you every time. This is all me made up shit, but I do meth, and boom, I was a laser beam. I could look at you. I could talk
they
to
were
you. Cool
Yeah,
as a
bro.
whistle.
But I gotta tell you, man, that shit did the same thing to me, man, because when I would do dope, I would feel like my feet were on the ground finally. When I would do heroin, I'd start moving and doing shit and cleaning shit and putting shit away.
Yeah.
It was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chumahan.
I was going to say that, so when they started turning meth into injectable, right? That was doctors that did that. That was doctors in California that did that. They were unethical, and they designed it as a way to get people off of heroin and hooked onto meth.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And the pharmaceutical companies were putting out this amphetamines and the methamphetamines. They were giving them to people in the 40s, in the 50s, and they were promoting it as non-addictive.
Right. Those were the black beauties that all the housewives are taking.
The cross tops.
That shit. Yeah, housewives are taking them so that they could get all the stuff done in the house.
Clean all the laundry.
Exactly.
Clean the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but the part that drives me crazy is that these doctors and these companies were saying it had no addictive qualities to it, just like they say that about fentanyl, but when they flooded the market with it.
Well, they said about cocaine too. Remember?
Oh, but the whole look, guys, this whole new shit now. Okay, back in the day it was what we stood up 10 days, we did this, we almost got shot, we got shot at, almost got booked, woo woo. We're alive still, ha ha ha, right? You got motherfuckers like, hey bro, you're all right, do what do you do? You know, like, oh, I'm hooked on fentanyl. You start breaking them down a little bit, talking to them, they start opening up, and then they start revealing to you, yeah, I've died twice.
Yeah, I've died 5 times. Yeah.
And
I've lost all my friends.
yeah.
Right.
No, I've died.
Wow, dude.
I've died, and they fucking brought me back.
With the Narcan or some shit.
Yeah, and I just can't stop. And I'm like, whoa.
Well, I've said this before, like back as I grew up doing heroin. If you were doing heroin, dog, you understood that by cooking some dope in a syringe, shooting your arm, you're risking the chance that you may die.
Yeah.
You had that
And you knew.
Right, you knew.
You're okay with
These days, you've got a fucking 14-year-old kid who takes a Xanax or does a line or hit a fucking fentanyl, and he's dead.
Yeah.
And there ain't no coming back.
No.
I mean, it's not the same, man. Like, people that didn't sign, they signed up for a head change. They just want a little high, and they're gone.
I'm doing counseling. I'm doing counseling with my daughter right now. I'm not going to get too into that, but there's a counselor there that, you know, gives little shots of what's recently happened, and it was a 14-year-old kid, not hooked on nothing, got a pill off a pain pill off of Snapchat. It came, they have the text messages of, little whatever his name, Tommy, texting his girlfriend, hey, Kame, be careful, be careful, that's pretty strong, you don't do nothing. Oh, don't worry, I broke it in half. I'm gonna go to bed. Fucking wake up, the other half still there, dead. And it had enough fentanyl to kill 3 people. Enough fentanyl in that half a pill to kill 3 people. Now,
unbelievable, bro.
No, it's me and you could chop it. Look at all in all, me and you could chop it up and fist bumps and yada yada and haha, and thank God we made it out of it, and how sick it was and how raw it was and whatever. And it's cool. It's cool to go back there sometimes just to have an understanding with another individual to kind of like qualify for each other and know that we know that where we were, right?
Right.
Now it's full-fledged, like really, really, really trying to help these dudes. You relate with them so they understand who they're talking to, and you start dicing it up. You start chopping it up. You start telling them that you understand because you get it to where they know you understand. You can hit, you and me can say certain things to these people, to these guys that are struggling, that will hit home, will hit those little soft spots, will open them up a little bit more, and potentially either plant the seed or get them closer to a decision, that they need to make. At the end of the day, that's what I know. That's what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to go out there, be a light. I tell people like I was in the dark for a long time. Okay, and then I brought myself out of the dark, and I started getting into the light, and it felt good and comfortable, and I stayed in the light. And then, like I was telling you, I'm still an addict. I still go after everything, you full throttle. And then so one day, nothing's never enough. Still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So just being in the light wasn't enough, and I woke up one day and I said, fuck just being in the light. I'm going to be the fucking light. I'm going to be the motherfucking light. Everywhere I fucking go, motherfuckers going to feel my energy. They're going to hear me. Even if it's a fucking bona fide fucking hello. What happened to hellos? Hey, you guys remember, like, I don't know the exact time frames, but remember there's, hey, what's up? How you doing? It went from how you doing to hey, to
right.
hi,
right,
to a, to a nod,
to
nothing. Everybody's stuck in their own. It's not, and I'm not saying the phone bubble. No, motherfuckers don't even. Try it. You motherfucker, I challenge all 3 of you guys for the next 5 fucking days. Go out there and make it a point to say hi to everybody you see, right? Particularly you, Lucky, right? And watch how many times motherfuckers look at you like you said something off the fucking wall.
Well, you know what's crazy though is that my tribe actually didn't have a word for hello. People would show up and they wouldn't say hi or hello. The whole entire tribe had no way of saying hello. They didn't do it. They were like, the tribe's position was that if you showed up, you obviously are here and you knew where you were going. So it's all good. Let's move on to the next thing.
Well, I've heard that though. You know what? But I've seen that somewhat because when I've gone to other countries and other places, people acknowledge and say hi to one another. But it's true. And I even see it. I'll be honest with you. I even see if you go down south or back east a little bit, people are more like that Southern hospitality. Hey, how you doing, Fred?
Yeah, howdy.
And when you come over into like Cali, LA, well, yeah, if you walk in, hey, people look at you like you just pissed on their birthday cake.
Nah, but but okay. So for the ones that don't look at like are standoffish with it, because I even break that one down. It's how many people respond. They lighten up. They light up. They hi, hey. Good, thanks for asking. Like, there's still a lot of fucking people out there that want to engage.
Absolutely, bro. You know what, man? There's a lot of times, man, there's somebody like an addict or a homeless person or somebody that's doing bad, and I'll give them my attention. What's going on, man? Hey, what's up? And they respond. They're so used to being ignored by everybody, they just want somebody to acknowledge that they're a human being. You know what I'm saying?
Look, back in the day, right? We can be bad influences. Right? We can glorify or make this look cool or make that or even push a dude to do this or do that. Go to, you know what I mean? We can be bad influences, so, and we can do shitty stuff and yada yada, right? And we can get to the place of where we truly didn't give a fuck, and whatever was put on the board, we go out and we do without a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do all that, right? So what the fuck stopping us from now, right? Being clean, going after our recovery like we went after our addiction, being a good influence instead of a bad influence, pushing people to light up and energize people instead of pushing people fucking off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
We were willing to do anything in our fucking addiction, right? Why the fuck wouldn't we be willing to do anything in our recovery? We were willing to talk to anybody and everybody under the fucking sun
to get a bag.
To get a bag, right?
Right.
Well, now
All of a sudden,
I'm just lifting everybody up. I go out there and I lift everybody, feel my energy, get it, talk to me.
Talk to him while I'm running the bathroom.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. I can see where that would give you a sense of purpose and also a sense of service to lift others up.
Absolutely.
I think it's interesting too because, part of, at least what I learned in recovery was that part of it is the service work, right? There's a million different tools that are going around, and sometimes people want to know, like, what's the secret, to long-term sobriety, or what's the secret? And, the stupid answer or the simple answer is, I just didn't pick up one day at a time for this amount of time, no matter what happened.
They're the no matter what club.
Right.
The no matter what
And
club.
some days it was a meeting that might have saved my ass. Some days it was I had to do a service thing. One day it might have been I was just in a better mood than the other days. But whatever it was, right? One day at a time. But I really like this idea you're talking about, because I notice it too. If you go to the South, they almost chase you down to do the polite shit and say, hello, how you doing? How's it going? You'd be like, I just saw you like 3 hours ago. And they were like, I know, but that was 3 hours ago. I'm saying hello now again. But how come in California, especially, which in some ways should be maybe one of the most communal states?
Stay out of the whys and get into the whats.
What do you mean?
Stay out of the
Explain that.
whys drive me crazy.
What makes a why drive you crazy?
Why do you do that? Why do you say that? Why do they do that?
Uh-huh.
Okay? It's everybody else's actions. You remember? Okay, look, so back to being powerless over people, places, and things, right?
Yeah.
But, okay, so my head likes to, as I'm going along life with people, places, and things, the why comes up a lot. Why do you say this? Why do you act that way? Why did she act this way? Why is that like that? It's not for us to understand all that all the time. It's not for everybody to understand everything all the fucking time, right? So you stop wasting the fucking energy on the why, and apply in the what. What am I gonna do? What How am I gonna act? What is it that I'm gonna create? What is it that I'm gonna go out and do? What
you gonna do about it?
Fuck staying in your own lane. Create your own fucking lane.
You
see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like it.
It's focused on self, guys. Remember, it's all in recovery. It's all about us. It's all about building us, rewiring ourselves, learning, reconditioning ourselves, spiritual building, filling up that toolbox, focusing on self, your side of the street, you. That's the most important thing. That's the only thing you have control over.
Tell me about this. Tell me about this whole, like, I don't know if you saw this, Chumahan. When Frank turned 5 over on Fools Gone Wild, they had him bust 5 pookie pipes. These giant pookie pipes. Did you see that or not?
I did not see that.
Bro, they made giant pookie pipes. 5 of them.
I threw a pookie for every year, so I threw one, and said something, said a little one-liner. Year 2, another one-liner. 3, same thing, whatever. Threw one out. It's just letting a crowd of fucking 1,300 fools.
You hear that?
It's just that's the best thing. Think about it. Did ever first and foremost, 5 years ago when Little Mystery said, because this is how far back I go with Foods Gone Wild. It was the dude at the paint store went, hey, I'm gonna start this page. And I went, page? He goes, yeah, this page, it's about this, and that, and, you know, it's for our people, and everybody has, you know, a Theo that acts like this, looks like that, or, you know, says little things like that. I'm gonna make this page called Fools Gone Wild. And I went, all right, on what? And he goes, Instagram. And I went, that's for kids, homie, like, fuck Instagram, you know, what is that, Instagram? And then a few weeks down the road or a month down the road, he's like, I started it, it's making it, it's doing it. You know, he goes, do you know about broken windows? and I said, and I was like,
do you know about broken windows, you said?
Yeah, and I go,
you don't know all about that, right?
No, look though, I'd never heard of it like that. Broken windows.
Yeah.
And I go, broken windows? He goes, yeah, cri. Crystal. And I went, oh. I was like, fuck, homeboy, what don't I know? And he went,
right.
Exactly. He goes, you. The way, your stilo, the way you walk in here, you know, keep in mind, like, still, I've always been an upbeat guy. Mm-hmm. I've always been a clown, you know, fuck around. I've always been chop it up with.
Even when you're coming down and fucked up. Yeah, right. Yeah, I get it.
It's just, I've always been that motherfucker. And he goes, Mom, you're perfect. Yeah, you got a story. I know you do. That's perfect. Let me record a story. You got stories. I'll put it on the page. And sure, all right. And then next time I go in, next few times, hey, and no, I'm tired, not right now. And then finally he was like, bro, you always tell me tomorrow. You always tell me you're tired. You always come on.
Yeah.
So, boom, let's go. And I'd never recorded nothing on a phone or nothing for social media. And we went to the back of the paint store and I busted down the commitment.
All right.
And he shot it up and it did pretty good. And then, hey, we got to do one more and look at the comments and yada yada. And I did the Scooby Snack one.
Right.
And then again, look at the comments and shit. And then I shut it down. I was all, fuck this. Somebody's going to. Now all I know at that point is social media. The wrong people could see this video.
Right.
And you can be blackballed or you could be, you know,
canceled,
shunned upon.
Right.
So and then a lot of these fucking comments were, that's King Tweaker, that's Mr. Meth, that's fucking the dude. Right. That motherfucker knows, you know, the way he says it, talks it.
Yeah.
Nobody says it like, you know, that's the real deal.
Exactly, bro.
That's the godfather of fucking methamphetamine.
Yes,
and I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck. So we shut it down.
You're like, fuck that.
Fuck. So we shut it down. And like 9 months later, and now I'm like a year clean.
Yeah.
I get a call and he's like, hey, we're making it. It's a business now. We've made it. Got a studio, got this, got that. I got this idea. I want to do these little runs of Frank Hernandez Friday. Mm-hmm. And we'll get you saying some more stories. And I was like, I don't know. Let me talk to the old lady. My old lady is my road dog. My wife is my road dog. I could do a whole podcast and just me and her 12 years. All right. But so I talked to the old lady and she was like, well, I don't know. You know, that's crazy. And then he goes, we could pay you. He said he could pay me. How much? You know, she's like, how much? How much? He tells me, do it.
Right.
You know, it wasn't too crazy, but it was, you know, money's money. We're making it. So fucking, bam, here we go. You know, and I start shooting the fucking Frank Hernandez Fridays, and they start taking off. Bam, bam, bam. And after like the first run of 5 combined, I did almost like 1 million views and shit like that. Mm-hmm. I never have that one hit wonder. You know, I don't have that one hit wonder thing, but
collectively,
collectively,
you were doing numbers.
Yeah, doing numbers, and then little by little, it was we go to Laughlin a lot. We go out to the river, and it's been growth and incentive. Like like I said, I go after my recovery hard. You know, I go after my life hard. You know, I go after everything as hard as I can, and that's the thing. Even in my heydays, one of the biggest things that kept me fucked off or in my laurels is because I when you live a life of being able to destroy everything, but if you just rebuild, you know, I could stop, rebuild, get back on my feet. You can make things happen. You learn and you know about yourself that you can build back up real quick and then tear it all down again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this 5 years has been, and that's another thing. Anything you put into the fucking area, anything, like, I've noticed that about myself. Everything that I said I'm gonna do, make happen, accomplish, go after, want, I tend to accomplish it. I tend to get it, especially if I'm not in my own way anymore. So, you know, so we start doing these videos, and then we start noticing, you're Frank Hernandez.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking Frank Hernandez. Your fool's gone wild. Your
commitment.
I'm going to Laughlin in the elevator with my kids. Dude, just, oh my God, you're Frank Hernandez in the elevator, and it's just catching on, and it's just I don't know, like, not in my million fucking years. If you would have ever asked me 5 years ago, would you have been involved with social media? Would you been doing the things, meet the people you've met, going to a fucking concert, Toyota Stadium, whatever, you know what I mean, and getting Concrete, you know, the comedian Concrete, fucking invite you and then shout you out on stage. Hey, just shout out to Commitment Soldier, the sold out fucking venue over there, and then comes up, runs down the side of the stage and pulls you down and takes you backstage. You know, all this shit's unfolding and it's all new, and you're like, and the thing is, none of this changes me. I'm embracing all this shit. I'm grateful for everything that I've got to experience. I get excited for what the fuck doors are gonna open. You know, it's just genuine.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's rad. It's like bottom barrel just experiences that we get to do. And if this much has happened so far in my recovery and we just stay right and keep doing,
who knows what's gonna happen.
Guys, all I fucking ever have done is be me.
Show up.
Any video you've ever fucking seen of me, any video, it's been it's been off the top. It's never been edited,
rehearsed,
look back, rehearsed, nothing to the, and I'm gonna do that till the day I fucking die. Every fucking thing that you ever hear from me or you ever see, it's gonna be off the top. It's gonna be raw. It's gonna be right about
uncut.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you, because it's like, it's the old school shit. You're my road dog. You're my friend. You're my boy. Whatever the fuck. Then there's this loyalty that we create. And when I say I got you, I got you. And if you agree to that, I expect you to you get me.
Yeah.
And that's that. And we know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Simple as that. But we're the last of a dying breed.
Yeah. It's changed and changing. But what's interesting, man, is that you got to this platform behind these stories, you know, and maybe everybody kind of seeing it one way. But your truth of who you are, your recovery, is allowed this light on you to fucking share the word, man. Share hope, strength, hope with people. Now you have a following, and you really have like a following, and you're able to fucking share the word of recovery and hope, man. And like, it just all kind of worked out that way for you.
That's the thing, and because recently I've been asked, like, it's been said to me in the recent months, hey, you kind of slowed down, you kind of slowed down a little bit. You haven't been, you know, posting as much. What's up? And I'm like, I got a family. I'm trying to do my paint business. And bottom line is, nobody's ever gonna see the work that I do. That's the anonymity of it. I'm never gonna post fucking
you helping some dude into a treatment center, right?
Yeah, fuck that.
Right, of course.
Every time I help somebody get into treatment, or I walk somebody off the cliff, or Whatever.
They don't know the back end's getting
Fuck
busier the
no.
more you stand in the light.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's nobody's business but me
Right.
and that individual, and that's what that's where the golden gems are. That's where
That's the real work.
That's the payoff.
Yeah, that's what you're here for.
And it's because it's not me trying to show the. It's not a clout chase. It's not a clout chase. It's not a fame getter. It's nice and slow and genuine and structured as far as my numbers and as because I don't do it for the follow either. It's in my world it'd be great to have 100,000 followers because that means I'm
helping
that many
right,
people, right?
I get you.
But those numbers will come however they're meant to come. Right now is the number of followers that I have. They've been built genuinely and organically over the few years.
Those are real followers.
Those are my people.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Them all motherfuckers right there.
Yeah, yeah.
But
that's the way it's gotta be.
Stay consistent. Stay genuine. See, and that's another one. It's wordplay. You know, motherfuckers say, "Oh, keep it 100." Fuck that. Keep it genuine. Because genuine equates to 100.
Damn straight. Shit. Frank Hernandez, man, you are the light, bro. You are the light, man. You came in and lit this room up.
I tried.
Yeah.
For
Yo, you
sure.
did, bro. You light it up. Man, I feel gratitude, man, and just having you sit here, dude.
Homeboy, this is what you did. This is why I put this out to you. If you want, you build a relationship with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'll be in your corner.
That's already started.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Frank Hernandez, you guys. This guy, man, has walked quite a path, you know, and has come out the other side. A day at a time, you guys. One day at a time, like you talked about. 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 day at a time. And if all this has happened in this relatively short amount of time, doing the right thing, who knows what else is going to happen. But I'm excited to see and the work you do, man. And you said one thing that stuck with me, and that's that you know what you're really here for. You know what your real purpose here is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
And I think that if that stays true, everything else falls into place, brother.
That's it. Because at the end of the day, it's just, you know, you get your moral compass back. You know, you tick on it a little bit. It starts pointing in the right direction. You start learning self. You know, it's not so much. It's not soul searching. It's not. It's to me. It's going back to your issues and finding out what issues really fucked with you, and go as far back as you can, and start fucking dealing with those issues and putting some closure, and getting some true acceptance with that shit, so you can move forward, and you go as far back as you can. And you start putting shit to rest, and you start to get this freedom. You get this very good understanding, and once you get to some freedom and understanding, then you can start really truly working on self. And then once you start seeing that you can build yourself into whoever, whatever you want, you start grabbing traction with that, and then it starts getting more and more exciting, and you start getting motivated to do that, and you start getting ambitious, and then you start just, the wheel starts spinning, and then you just see the fucking growth, and then you feel the fucking growth, and then you just add all these extra things to just little things like, I'm not even supposed to have my teeth.
Right.
I'm not even supposed to. I can easily go not even supposed to be alive in a lot of senses, but no, but like let's two easy ones. I'm not supposed to have my fucking teeth. I'm not supposed to have my health or this clear mind that I have.
Right.
Like what the fuck?
Right.
I'm supposed to be burnt out.
Yep.
You know, okay, so 5 years ago, if all I did was stop doing dope and stop drinking and get clean, get a $12 an hour job and just didn't use and be an okay guy, I was a winner.
Right.
Everybody across the board would have looked at me that knew me and went, right on, you did it. You fucking did it. You're made. You're good. Stay just like that. Fuck that.
Right. Fuck that.
Fuck that. There's a
Fuck
way.
that.
It's your life, my life.
He didn't get clean to be average, bro.
No,
Right.
we gonna
$12.
because again you get the everybody fucking overlooks okay, you say basics and fundamentals to anybody and they go, got that. Bitch, no you don't. Take a look at that. Do you really got the fundamentals and the basics down? You know, look at that. Look at that a little differently and deeper. And then once you truly get the basics and the fundamentals down, then you get to the fucking enhancements. Once you start getting to those fucking enhancements, shit starts to happen. But that, again, look, that's fucking maturity.
Yeah, it's a process, bro.
You know, it's maturity.
Can't shortcut that.
Mm-mm.
Well, guys, Frank Hernandez, you guys. Frank, let people know where they can go to find you on Instagram and where they can find you in general.
Yeah, Commitment Soldier on Instagram, Commitment Soldier on Facebook, commitmentsoldier.com to get yourself a tank top, hoodie, shirt, Feed 'em at Fridays, or a Commitment Soldier. I'm wearing one of them right now. That's
There you
Commitment
go.
Soldier.
Looks dope.
You can always reach out via email at commitmentsoldier@gmail.com. Talk to me about anything. I urge everybody out there. I urge you guys. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to try to do anything by yourself. And if you ever need to reach out, I'm there for the taking. I'm there to listen. I'm there to bounce things back and forth. And bottom line, I'm in it to win it, to walk with you guys. So just get at me.
Damn, there it is there.
Damn.
That's it.
Right.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Do that. You guys need to follow Commitment Soldier. Please. Follow my man, Frank Hernandez. What you got?
Follow me.
Yep.
Follow me. Come aboard. Sean at Movemento.media for all your audio and podcast needs. And don't forget to hit us up at www.hardluckshow.com.
Chew.
What you got?
Ovando Bowen LLP. We wear braids to court. Let the tomahawks fly. The best legal representation that money can buy. And thank you, Mr. Hernandez, for sharing your strength, hope, experience. It was awesome.
Thank you.
And www.supermaxhardware.com. Check out some tanks and snapbacks for summer. Cookies SF at Cookies SF at Vibes. Just check us out, man. Big shout out to Esteban Oriol and Soul Assassins. Big shout out to Burner, the Cookies fam, and my kids. And we're out of here. Hasta la vista. Thank you again, Frank.
Awesome. Thank you.